My name is Mr. Leong, and welcome back to another episode of the Startup Starter Kit. Today's episode is all about pricing strategies and policies. We're going to continue on with the pricing basics we learned in the last episode, and today I've got some unique ways for you to play around with price, add some promotions, and some unique ways to use price to your advantage. So let's get started. Guess what? It's the 25th episode of the Startup Starter Kit. So I'm trying to make about 100 episodes, and I've been enjoying making the videos and sharing with you some business basics knowledge. So let's keep the good times coming. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a new video to YouTube. So this is going to be a continuation of the previous episode on pricing, and strategies and policies is the name of the game today. So just as a recap, price is the amount of money that people pay for your product and your service. If you're charging $5 for a lemonade, it better be worth the $5 that people expect to pay for it. So pricing takes into account competition, your competitors, what they're charging and the services they're providing, the costs of the lemonade, the channel members and how you're going to procure all of the supplies, the company objectives, and the customers. So what is the goal for your company? Do you want to just push out sales and try to increase your brand exposure? Or maybe you just want to focus on profit. So you can also do things like market research, analyze your competitors, see what they're charging and where you're positioned, and focus on delivering great value because people buy products and services because they expect to get more benefits over the monetary cost. When you introduce a new item to the market, there's a few ways you can approach this. There's a few types of price strategies that you can apply. The first one is price penetration, which is a low entry price and you gain market acceptance fast, expand the market, and you build market share. This is a strategy for if you want to get more people to use your products and to buy your products, and you're willing to sacrifice some of the profits in exchange for market share, a great way to build brand exposure. And this is suitable for when you have high competition, consumers are very price sensitive, and we can keep costs down and we can try to sell at a high volume. So this is where a situation is good when you have a lot of competitors and you just want to break into the market and try to grab some of those customers, try to build your brand and your business. Price penetration is the way to go. You could also do something called price skimming. If you have an established brand, or if you want to focus on profits, maximize your revenue and try to sell at a high price, then what you want to do is you want to do price skimming. So maybe you enter a market and instead of charging a lower price, you charge a higher price. This is good if there's less competition, consumers are less price sensitive, and you have a really innovative product or you have a necessity. So two different types of scenarios when you can use price as a strategy for breaking into an existing market. So price penetration is good when you have a lot of competition and you charge a low price and you try to attract some of those consumers. And price skimming is when you have not too much competition, you can take advantage of the market and you charge a high price. So it's like a premium price and you have a really cool product or a necessity. Apple does price skimming a lot because they're a well-established brand, and when they introduce new iPhone products, you'll notice it's always a very high price to start, and then they get lower as you introduce new products or you try to attract new customers. So pricing policies. When you have an established brand or business, you have some rules you tell to your employees about pricing, and it helps the enabling of the firm to achieve the market strategies and objectives. So maybe you're like Walmart and you have everyday low pricing. That's a pricing policy as well. And there's a few things you can do like psychological pricing, promotional pricing, geographic pricing, or flexible pricing. And these are ways to implement pricing as part of your overall marketing strategy. So I'm just going to cover some of the basics and give you some tips about how to price. That's not just, it's more of a composition of your marketing strategy. The first one is psychological pricing. Now, this is where the organization appeals to tendencies in consumer behavior rather than rational ones. Consumers are weird, customers are weird in that it's hard to predict how they're going to react, and this is used more by retailers in order to convince consumers to buy. So these are more about price strategies and the way consumers approach this, it's incentivizing them to buy the product. Here's an example, price as an indicator of quality. Studies have shown that if you price your product higher, consumers will think it's worth more. So, for example, you have two bottles of wine. The first bottle of wine is like $25, and the second one is maybe $10. Now, maybe you're not a wine connoisseur, but if you're thinking about price as an indicator of quality, obviously the $25 wine is more expensive and a higher quality. But it's not always higher quality, but instinctively, consumers think that because a business is charging a higher price, it's worth more and that it's higher quality. So if you plan to approach this as part of your branding strategy, you can create a premium brand, charge a higher price over your competitors, and this works because you're creating a premium brand and consumers think that you have a premium product as well. So a little bit of a psychological effect over here. The next one is odd even pricing. You'll see this a lot in retailers, marketplaces, Walmart, Costco. For psychological reasons, an odd number is more effective than a rounded number. So look at this, 199, if you're reading from left to right, it looks like it's closer to 100 when actually it's closer to 200. Individuals remember the first digit more clearly, which is why 199 is often the price instead of $2. Some retailers would just prefer to have a rounded even number, and that works for them as well. But some people, when you have a lot of products, maybe you're like a superstore, 199 is going to be more effective. So this is something you can approach, and it's called odd even pricing. The third is called price lining, and this is a case scenario where you have a few different product lines and you give the customer the option of which line you're going to purchase. So you can purchase the regular one, special, or the premium, and this works especially for clothing or even things like Netflix. You have a few different options, the basic package, the middle one, or the premium package, and they indicate quality and consumers can pick and choose their product. Fun fact, if you have three different options, consumers are more likely to pick the middle one. It's because it's not too high, not too low, and it tends to be a bias. So businesses are going to take advantage of this. For example, Netflix, you have a few different options. The really basic one with no HD, the middle one with HD, and the higher expensive one which has a lot of things that maybe you don't need. So consumers will see, oh, the middle one has the added benefit, I'm going to purchase the middle one. So this is an example of psychological pricing and ways you can influence your customers to buy your products. Second one is promotional pricing. Promotional pricing is your lowering prices, short-term tactic, and the objective of this practice is to attract customers into the store so they can purchase merchandise at regular prices. So this is an incentive where you have flyers and you have specials, and it's a great way to attract customers to purchase. So one of my favorite places to grab food, Church's Chicken, they're going to put signs and flyers outside of the store, something like 3 pieces of chicken and fries for $7, and it's a great way to attract people to buy your products. Look at Superstore. They're even using odd even pricing. Instead of $2, it's $1.98. So consumers are more inclined to think that it's a great price. So here's a few strategies that you can approach. If you are a marketplace or maybe you are a grocery store and you're offering a variety of products, one thing that Superstore does is they have things called loss leaders. And loss leaders are designed to encourage people to just get into the store and buy products. If a person is just going to cherry pick and buy these loss leaders, that becomes an issue, but there's often limits to how much you can purchase. So a company like Staples may offer something for like a 1 cent paper or 25-cent duotangs, which is below the cost of what they paid to get these products. But the reason that they're doing these loss leaders is, oh, you need maybe printer paper, you need other supplies, and these supplies are going to offset the loss that you make with this product. So loss leaders are designed just to get people into your store. So if you have a showcase, a loss leader may be a way to encourage people to visit your store. But the downside is that people may buy only these loss leaders and they're very costly. And if you're just going to cherry pick, you have to find ways to limit people from just buying these products. So in this case, you have the 1 cent paper with a $5 minimum purchase. So the minimum purchase is going to offset the loss on the 1 cent paper. The second is multiple unit pricing. Multiple unit pricing is a great way to encourage bulk ordering. So if you run a Etsy store or maybe you run some online store, a great way to encourage people to buy more is you have buy one, get one free, or you buy one at a regular price and get the second at a half price. And it encourages people to purchase your products and more of your products too. So you have a higher quantity, you take a little bit of a hit because the second product is often discounted, but it's a great way to encourage more revenue, encourage more sales, and it's a great benefit for both retailers and for consumers because the consumers are getting a great deal and the retailers get to sell more, but they just lose a little bit of that revenue. So it's a great way to encourage bulk ordering. I remember I bought some stickers on Etsy and it was a great way for me to purchase a lot more rather because I was only going to purchase one, but I might as well get two because the second one is half price. So it's a great way to encourage more purchasing. The third promotion is bundling. Bundling is a great way to provide great value to consumers, and you're combining two or more services and products together. So if you go to a fast food restaurant, if you buy the sandwich, it's going to be expensive, but you buy the fries and the drink and you buy it as a combo, and it's a great way to provide great value for consumers and to buy more of the products to get more revenue. So rather than just making revenue on the $5 or $6 sandwich, now you're making more money as a whole. And this creates great differentiation and value at a cheaper price. So it's a very effective and profitable strategy. So rather than buying one pizza, maybe you buy two and you buy some wings or something, and it's a great way to get some value. A lot of food places do this, like pizza, Panago. If you buy one pizza and the wings together, it's like a little bit of a package. Humble Bundle is a great way to buy a variety of different games. You get to decide what you want to buy and you get to pick the bundle you want, and it's a lot cheaper than if you were to buy each of these games individually. So Shaw Internet, the phone, and the TV bundle is a great way to save money because you're buying more of your services at a discounted price. There's also something called geographic pricing. Now, geographic pricing is where you have different regions that you sell to, like North America, Europe, South America, and you're charging different prices because who's paying the freight? Sometimes the buyer pays it, sometimes the seller does, and you're dividing it based on zones to take advantage of the markets. So perhaps textbooks or maybe some other goods which are not readily available, maybe you're going to charge a little bit of a higher price versus where it's a more competitive market like North America, you're going to charge more of a lower price because there's a lot of competitors competing for your market. So something as an example, textbooks. In US, textbooks are very expensive, but in Thailand or maybe in Southeast Asia, textbooks, the same version, is a lot cheaper because it's an international version. So creating different versions can allow you to capitalize on different geographic zones. Unfortunately, e-commerce has found a way to sort of remove these barriers so it's more even across the different zones. But if you can find a way to take advantage of a specific geographic zone and charge a higher price, by all means, that might be a strategy for you. The final one is flexible pricing. This is where you can charge different prices to different customers, and it allows buyers to negotiate a lower price, or you can approach different target markets because they're paying what they feel is a good price of product. You can reach different geographic zones and different target markets, take advantage of age, and you just offer a product and the customer is willing to pay what they feel is a good price for them. So in this case, for the hotels, we have the 4-star and the 4.5-star hotels, and the customer is going to pay for what they feel is a good value to them. So if they feel the 4-star hotel is a great value at $84, they're going to pick it, and this allows the customer to decide on the products or services that they feel is going to be good for them. Well, there you have it. I just taught you about penetration pricing, skimming, and some pricing policies that might be helpful for your small business. Thanks again for watching this video, and I'm going to put a little bit of a summary down here of 9 strategies you can apply to your own business that'd be helpful for things like pricing, everyday low pricing, and some other tips and tricks for your pricing. It's just a few bullet points and a summary. So feel free to watch to the end. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to give a like to this video. And in the upcoming videos, I'm just going to be focusing a bit more on some marketing with respect to distribution and selling online and in person. So I'll catch you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.